most lethal. I think the Greyman and his Cassia, those are probably his two most impactful heroes. They look super solid when played by him. So, game number 4, which map? We're going to see another Volskaya Foundry, maybe? Yes, it is.
That it is. Volskaya Foundry, picked by the A team, and our theme of whichever team picks the map loses continues.
That is
so, in theory, this should be an RPG thing, and we're going to go to our second game number 5 of the day, but we'll see if the 50s or whether the A team can be the combo breaker and maybe steal us away a nice little win and move on to play against KT, which would be our next series. But now, Diablo, banned away.
Banned away. Although Kaito is now 2-0, by the way, on his Muradin on this play day. They still seem to fear his Diablo a little more. They still want to move him ever so slightly out of his comfort zone. And finally, we see a respect ban by RPG. They're banning away the Maiev because they realized, you know what? We didn't really do so well against that. So let's not even risk it anymore. She's a great hero on that map as well. When you're forced to committing on these capture platforms, right, she can definitely unleash all of her damage, and they ban away the Thrall. So already, it's the beauty of these best of 5s, the longer series, right? They ban what works out for the enemy team.
So now with Muradin being picked up first, with Diablo banned, Muradin picked.
And Tyrael banned.
With Tyrael banned. This time they're working it out, the A team. I mean, they get Malf, sure, because RPG have massively been prioritizing Malf, but that's not an issue for MJ. He's played a really gorgeous Alexstrasza in the past as well.
That is correct.
So that's what's stolen. Alexstrasza and Jaina coming in here. I really hope RPG ban out Phoenix as their next ban phase, or pick it now. That would also be viable.
Holy cow, you don't see that all day, every day. Basically, ignoring Malfurion and Decker Kane at the same time to get back in your baby girl, St. Ukov's Alexstrasza. He really seems to value her so highly.
So Mouth Tracer or Mouth Genji here, I think, should be the pickup by RPG. It's going to be Genji. And Blaze leaving Mouth open. I guess they might want to They might want to swap into Deckard Cain if they really want to, or something like that. Or maybe even a Thrall, or not a Thrall, a Rhaegar or a Uther, something with a little bit of burst protection. Karazi, maybe even more aggression.
So basically, by not picking a support right at the get-go, you kind of force your opponent in that draft, right? So do we ban the Malfurion or do we ban the Deckard? And if they ban either of those, they're just going to pick the others. So this was basically a free ban for RPG, which they're probably not going to care too much about.
Ban away the Garage. I still would have preferred that they banned Phoenix, because I think Phoenix is kind of a no-brainer for the A-team right now. Mount Bael. And Phoenix then flex your tank. Could be Arthas, could be anything like that. ETC with whatever the slowing face melt is, I don't even remember.
Yeah, that could work for a Phoenix, that's for sure. But I think with Jaina already, that should be more than enough slows.
Probably.
Let's see. They go for John. It's a good pickup. It's a safe one. Very, very, very good.
I mean, it does actually open them to pick Sergeant Hammer if they really wanted to.
Oh, Sergeant Hammer on the side of 18? Or RPG?
Yeah, the A-team, because it's a sneaky last pick.
Like
the A-team, there's nothing stopping them picking Chromie. RPG, the thing stopping them picking Chromie is the fact that there's no Sergeant Hammer as of yet.
I mean, they do have some Chromie players in there. I like the Sergeant Hammer pick, Tetra. I think that you might be onto something.
Now I definitely like it, but they're going to stick with Cassia. They're against a Greymane. That's fine.
Shabby.
I'm okay with it. I mean, it's a defensive area. I really do think I would have preferred the Sergeant Hammer, but it's Olele. I'm sure he's very comfortable on that Cassia. So no issues there. We've already seen him just do absolute work on it. And against a Greymane. Stealing the Greymane as well from Olele is actually a nice little move by RPG for their final rotation.
Yeah, and you're probably going to give it to Loktar as well. And we all remember in 2017, that was the hero he excelled on for the most part. So he's definitely going to feel right at home here. So Stukov is always...
Loktar will be on Genji, right?
Yeah. I mean, in 2017, he... Oh, yeah, you're right. So it's probably going to be Saw then. Yeah, Saw hasn't really played any Genji, has he? So it's probably going to be that way. I don't want to put Saw and Genji as well when there is Loktar, to be honest. All right, so I like the Stukov Tetcher. I think Stukov is one of those supports that whenever we see him in HGC China, he seems to be putting in some really good work. But
agreed, but Mouth was open. It's odd. I'm curious what the setup is. Like, Blaze engaged, Johanna engaged. The silence is not going to be that impactful. Massive Shove could be pretty good on Cassia.
Maybe.
Otherwise, I don't really see the purpose of this other than zoning silence.
I mean, Malfurion would have had a more impactful healing on those hypermobile carries like Genji because he doesn't have to worry about positioning all the time, right? He can just drop the regrowth and Moonfire. With Stukov, though, if you're on a position, you're going to be in a mighty bad spot because he won't be able to reach you. As it is, though, can we see a resurgence of Stukov? Or is RPG going to pay the bill here by dropping out of the playoffs? We're going to find out with RPG on the left-hand side in the blues. They're going to try to equalize the score yet again. Chicken on that gray main, MJ on the support on Stukov, Saz playing the Blaze, C on Muradin, and Loktar and Genji.
Small role swaps from RPG, so unpredictable. As we see the A team, Jaina on Jaina, Olele on Cassia, Bruiser on Malthael, Saint Okov on the Alexstrasza, and Kaitu bringing out the Johanna here. So I will just say quickly, in defense of Stukov with a Genji or a Greymane or heroes like that, for starters, he is also still technically healing over time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice, which can also be burst heal. And the fact is, Stukov doesn't actually have to get in range of Greymane or Genji. Only anyone else does who already has a Stukov heal attached to them. So if he just drops it on C and C dives in following Loktar, then Loktar's still going to get that heal.
All right, in the meantime,
boy,
silence.
First Blood, Iron Skin, good moves by Johanna. And Johanna gets out. Gorgeous. Nice play by Kaitu.
So it looked like the Iron Skin was baited and saved all the way until the end, but he was actually silenced before, so he couldn't have used it. But just in the nick of time was Johanna able to get off the silence and finally use the Iron Skin. Almost baited the enemy team into a couple of kills against them. For now, though, both teams walk away with no kills whatsoever. But, by the way, like if I look at that draft coming in from A-Team, I think we have comfort picks across the board, with the exception of maybe Kaitu. But Jaina on Jaina, Olele on the Cassia. Well, speaking of comfort picks and Jaina, I think we cursed her a little bit, and she went down. First blood against A-Team.
It is full first blood, and as such, the A-Team, not the best positioning, but they are still able to try and make a comeback. RPG looking to make more plays as the mid lane, as we do see Sar diving very deep. Immediate denial, but the silence is very nice, and Bruiser taking out 2 kills for RPG to 0.
And that was miscommunication from start to finish on the side of A-Team. One half of the team, they wanted to maintain the fight, you know, against that healing pulse mercenary. But unfortunately, Malthael didn't get the memo. He stayed in lane for too long and was collapsed upon by RPG. And as a result, even more kills now against the A-Team. In terms of overall experience, though, not really too much has happened because they were able to soak in the other lanes just fine. So now, with by the way, Blaze went for that Pyromania talent that's becoming more and more common. I can't remember. New Habits, that's the one. Which gives you an unstoppable if you're able to grab enough globes, and the globes reduce the cooldown of your Pyromania, which is extra armor, makes you much harder to kill. As Bruiser's taking the most wraparound route possible to try and escape, not going to get away with it as Chicken picks up a kill. Man, RPG is all over the place. They find those openings, they find those isolated team members of the A-Team, and they take them down swiftly. Now, that fight breaks loose. It's going to be a 4 versus 4 for now. Greymane needs a little while until he arrives, but this is not good looking for the A-Team. This is not good.
They're being invaded. Olele goes down. It's a counter kill onto Blaze, though. C dives away. Alexstrasza drops the Dragon Queen. Kaitu steals the healing pulse. It's a 2 for 1, but this turret is down. It's burning through the members' health bars from both teams. It's so low. The turrets, both teams just drop every item. Loktar, the only survivor, and suddenly that kill count's not so one-sided anymore.
Wow. So none of the teams gained anything of it except for XP, right? The XP goes over to the A-Team and a little bit of channeling process onto the platform, but both turrets had been blown. The healing pulse was used as well. So there's no items for either team left. This is going to be a raw team fight. No cheating shenanigans, if you will. No tools that help their teams respectively. This is crazy.
But with that kill advantage and the slight level lead thanks to it, the A-Team are going to begin to already get the channel. They're already up to 47% as RPG are only just now starting to group up. Blaze not even here yet. It's like he might not even try. Are RPG just going to let this one go? Or are they just going to try and tap it at 99? That's all you really need to do. There's no reason to actually fight over it before you're ready, as long as you're on there before it hits 99.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. I was going to say, like, you normally shouldn't let the first protector go completely uncontestedly. Now Iron Skin had been used. The Stukov Silence is out on cooldown. Jaina in trouble.
Nice. Chicken with the pickup very quickly. Now, they're 4 versus 5. Holding the position. MJ on the one on the point. Kaito being forced away from it. That's going to allow the percentage to tick all the way up. And RPG finally begins their first control point.
Yeah, not really a big problem or too big of a problem though for the A-team. Death timers this early on into the game, 4 minutes and 25, are still relatively low. So Jaina should be back in the nick of time. The question is, right now for the A-team, it's very important to not take any unnecessary damage, right? For this capture point battle, you want to be in tip-top condition. So up to this point, everybody's looking pretty okay. 4 versus 4, Kaito absorbing a little bit of damage.
Blaze with Crossfire coming in here, a little bit of extra damage.
Malthael's here.
Also dropping a little bit low. The Malthael is trying to get a good angle and is able to get some good damage onto Loktar, who just dashes super deep. Needs to get nearer to that Stukov, but Stukov needs to start getting that healer now.
Yeah. This time Jaina needs to be so careful. She was the go-to target by the forces of RPG all the time. This time, they're switching it up and they go for Malthael.
They get it, but they only leave MJ on the point. He needs help. They move on. It is overtime. They're holding it together. Health bars of RPG not looking the best, and the Dragon Queen is dropped here. And RPG can't afford to get this up. Their opponents are on 99 as well. Wow. Oh, Lele with the double fend kill. C escapes. Sa will not be... Oh, he gets it with the lightning.
Are you kidding me?
Muradin came back trying to give Blaze a chance to leave, but gets himself killed as well. Cassia with that quadruple kill, technically.
Clean and from start to finish, well thought of by the A-team. I also got to give it to MJ, though, on that Alex Strasser. Sorry, not MJ, but St. Ukov, because he was on point with his accuracy. I'm not sure if it was timed or actually just pure coincidence, but his wing buffet actually knocked back the Genji. Loktar, who was already trying to go back in with a Swift Strike to get some damage and maybe resets going, but he was knocked back in that choke point corridor, and from there on, as you said, Olele with that fend and AoE damage, taking them out.
Tormented Souls is the heroic of choice from Malthael. The Lifebinder continues to be the choice for the A-team's Alex Strasser player, St. Ukov, as the Water Elemental comes out too. Punisher pushing, I always call it the Punisher, the Protector. Moving back, already dropping 1-4. It's going to move back to a safer position as it only has 4 seconds left. They want to make sure everyone in it is safe.
Absolutely true, man. If you're ahead, try to get ahead even further. The old StarCraft 2 wisdom applies to Heroes of the Storm as well. And yeah, so this was a really good fight from start to finish for the A-team. They haven't had to use any of their heroic abilities in the process, so everything's going to be ready. I'm really excited to see that Lifebinder potential on Malthael when he ends up going deep with the Tormented Souls there as well.
Here we see the level 10s now available for RPG, though, which is why it's so important that the A-team held onto all of theirs. Yeah. So that it's going to mean that RPG is still much less willing to actually engage. Here they're going to move in and just try and kill off Kaito. Great start. X-Strike, easy peasy. Only burning 2 heroics, so that is just a Curse Bullet and a next strike.
Yeah, Curse Bullet is totally fine. Like, that doesn't even count as a heroic ability, like a true heroic ability, right? Because it's such a short cooldown. But the X-Strike is a little bit of a bigger deal. But hey, if you get that kill, if you're RPG right now, you need every kill that you can find in order to come back and claw your way back in experience in this game. It also allows them to rotate a little more freely without worrying about Johanna.
And with Johanna only just respawning, it's still very early in the game. Spawn timers are low.
Yeah.
It's all going to be about the mercenary camp. We're going to see the turret camp being picked up by RPG. That's going to give them at least 2. I think they might have 1 more elsewhere. Healing Pulse is available for the A-team as they were able to have 1 earlier. Yeah, I think they only have 2 turrets, RPG. So I'm sure they'd like more, but not yet.
Not yet. C is preparing for a gank here, maybe in the middle, to jump over the wall with a Dwarf Toss and then lock onto the Cassia. But Olele staying too far away from the Dwarf. Doesn't get caught here for this period in time.
C's
like
hello.
Yeah, they've met in the middle.
This is not even where the objective is. They're just fighting for the sake of fighting. As we do see both teams' heroics about to come off. X-Strike is now available. Everyone is prepared for another fight. Chicken needs to leave. He will be able to this time. Level 13, though, going to be available for the A-team, but with the objective not actually activating yet, there's still time for RPG to keep soaking and get themselves to level 13, as long as they clear these lanes pretty quickly, or pick up a kill. Cursed Bullet is used onto Kaito. There's a nice Swift Strike, and not coming into the X-Strike.
Not committing to it. That
Burn
could
the
have actually
healing pulse,
been the
though.
kill here, maybe. But instead, they force out the Dragon Queen and the Healing Pulse. RPG, so sneaky.
Oh boy, looking for more. Here comes the Life Binder.
Wow.
Completely denies the kill. But that's yet another heroic blown. But they also blew everything as RPG blew every heroic. And they lose Blaze here. Locked from behind. They've dropped a turret. They dropped both turrets. In fact, they're going to try and get the counter kill onto Olele due to that turret damage. But Olele getting completely protected from skill shots, which is actually not great because you're against a Grey main. Standing in between your target and your ally and the enemy is a bad idea against that. But it's still a 1-for-0. They're going to try and get the counter kill. A quick move onto Johanna, but the Iron Skin once again working.
The Iron Skin is working just in time, and it is Genji. Mobility is not available. They used all the cooldowns to secure the Johanna, and it backfired once again. MVP healing coming in from Alex Strasser. Once again, Saint Ukov, man. This guy's on fire. Although he used the Dragon Knight, the Dragon Queen quite early, he makes sure that all the abilities just seem to land. And yet another healing pulse going over to the A team. Beautiful play by them. They just continue to shut down any aggression by RPG. And this is like a common theme, right? We've seen this multiple times now. Just because they were able to pick up the Johanna once doesn't mean you should try it every single time, because Johanna is still Johanna, and she's still very hard to kill.
It's good decision making though, coming in from Johanna to be able to rotate, to be able to work out exactly where the science is and rotate to, or just move out of it at the point of least resistance, just moving straight in a straight line. Because the second you can get that Iron Skin on, the higher chance you have of actually getting out. So quicker the better. So those quick reactions, quick decision making is always clutch.
Tetra, this is a 4 versus 5 engage here as Malthael joins Johanna in trouble.
Nice flaming swipe, keeps Stukov alive, but not by much. Water Elemental picks up the kill as Janus sends in a couple more Frostbolts. C over the wall, Sar leaving because outnumbered, and that is going to be the Protector picked up by the A-team again.
Yeah, I was going to say, this was a 4 versus 5 fight because Blaze was way far back to actually join his teammates in time, whereas Malthael, especially with that level 1 on a Pale Horse Talon, will be able to rotate much more quickly. So a little bit of a questionable move here maybe by RPG. Maybe they were getting desperate to prevent this Protector from going over to the hands of A-team. But now as it is, only now is Stukov going to respawn now. And this keep is already taking some heavy damage.
That's just sort of ignoring everything that's happening. Lifebinder immediately onto Johanna. Not exactly necessary, but it certainly kept her alive. As we do see the keep going down. First keep of the game. 40 seconds on the Protector. How aggressive and how saucy are they feeling? Kaito is just tanking forwards as the Protector dives deep. Nice disengage as we see Blaze coming from the other side. Olele versus Genji. A little bit of a trade out there. Blair shield. Good root by the Protector. X-Strike having to use for the protection, but Lockdown still dropped low, but he survives.
Just dodged the last ball lightning there. Otherwise, that would have been the end of Genji. So, really quick reaction coming in from Lockdown. Well done on his part. But the damage still has been dealt. The damage still remains. It is the A-team that walks away with a keep. So, if they just play this smartly now, if they don't get nervous, they don't get reckless and overzealous, they should carry this lead all the way until the end. But, of course, Heroes of the Storm is Heroes of the Storm. And we have seen crazier comebacks on this map already. So, let's see what the A-team can do with it.
Burning down the minion wave as the mercenary camp, stealing away a turret. What RPG have been doing basically all game, but finally we're seeing it in the hands of the A-team as they now have a healing pulse and a turret.
So what can RPG do at this moment in time? They've tried to find someone isolatedly the entire game. Most of the time it was Kaito and the Johanna. And even if they were able to kill her, because the low death time is Kaito just disrespecting the 4th damage here, they weren't able to capitalize on it fully, right? It was still the A-team that bounced back every single time. And I just want to highlight, Tetra, how much I like the Lifebinder. To me, it's actually the new Ancestor healing up to this point in certain situations, right? You can cast it on yourself, it's a lower cooldown, and it has roughly the same activation timer.
I mean, you can't technically cast it on yourself. You can cast it on someone else to use on yourself.
Exactly.
I would like my health to equal my health, please. Can you do this? Yes, thank you. As we see the retreat, Tormented Souls coming in. Where's that healing pulse? C's got it. He's just pop it. He's dropping low. Drop it.
Oh my god, okay.
Right before his death.
That was clutch. That was a clutch one. Looks like really he just wants to get rid of it. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say, right? You can't use it on yourself, but you can use it on someone else to save yourself. So yeah, Life Matter proves to be quite efficient. We've seen it on multiple targets, actually, right? It was used on Olele, on the Cassia to keep him alive. It was used in the main tank as well. And as long as Alexstrasza remains safe and sound, it's always going to be a full HP heal.
Which is pretty easy for Alexstrasza. Still costs him staying very much at range, using Abundance as the main AoE heal for his team. It's working pretty fantastically so far. But now, here is the question. What can RPG do to get themselves back into this? Here is the do or die situation for them. They currently have lost a key. This means that the next objective, even though it's a very long walk, 'cause it's C, it's the bottom it's the bottom control point, it is possible for it to walk up the top lane and end the game. RPG, they're currently even on talents. They have almost all their heroics up, except for the Flaming Swipe and the Avatar. This is still 2 less heroics than their opponents have up at the moment. So right now, their objective is probably going to end up being, hope the objective spawns soon, soak as much XP as possible, make sure they're fine, make sure their lanes are clear, especially, and prepare to fight probably a level 19 team on the objective.
Exactly. And they have a little bit of an advantage here, or of a lucky factor, if you will. And the fact is that it's in the bottom, right? The bottom location for this capture zone is the most wonkiest because you have 2 conveyor belts causing a little bit of mayhem, causing a little bit of chaos. So even a team that has a lead, let's say an experience or just a lead altogether, if they don't position cleanly, if they actually mess up for even just 1 second, that could be all she wrote. But now, another big advantage, though, for the A team is superiority in terms of items here, right? They've got a healing pulse, they've got a turret. No healing pulses left for RPG. C dropped that a few moments ago, so only 1 turret. Is that going to be enough to actually make that fight happen? Look at Sa. Sneaky position. Nobody expects him to be there. And he may find Saint
there. That is quite the trap. He's waiting for his opportunity. They're currently on the point. Everyone from the A team moves off. I think Bruce still has vision of this bush. I don't think he knows. Problem is, now they can expect someone there because they lost vision of this area. So Sar's going to actually give this up and just join his team on the point so we can get a good bunker.
Okay, so they're waiting for the minions to be cleared off here. They're waiting for clear vision on the enemy team here. Kaito clearing it first. Dragon Knight immediately.
Where's that bunker? There it is. That's going to help remove the Reaper's marks. Here comes all of the shots. Everyone immediately moves back. MJ needs to get in range of his team for the heals, though. He's dropped a great silence for the turnaround. But we see the great healing coming out from Alexstrasza. Greymane, Stukov, Muradin, Genji, and Blaze all going down in very quick succession. And that, they don't even need the Protector. Looks like that. Yeah, they're going to leave it. They rotate. There's already catapults on the core.
Exactly.
They're going to move through this wall piece here, and that will be a core.
Exactly. They destroy the wall piece for a little bit of a shortcut there. They can make it to the keep and to the core, of course, eventually there. The catapults, as you said, already knocking on the core, and with a spectacular last team fight there, out mind-gaming their opponents, and with patience, waiting for Jana to go in and pave the way, they take down the core of RPG. It is RPG Tetra that needs to go down to the Crucible, and the A-team, they stay in the league.
The A-team are still in the league. Now they are safe. It's not about survival anymore. Now it's about how far can the A-team go. When you need an Eastern Clash team, and if you can find them, perhaps we can see if the A-team can do it by taking on KT, which will be our next series and final series of the day.
Yeah, we've got 1 more to go for today, as Tetra hinted towards, and there will be more coming on Tuesday and Wednesday, in which we're going to have 2 series each. So tomorrow, we're then going to have the winner between KT and A-team face Beyond the Game and CE then. And then on the last day, we're going to have SPT and the One waiting in the pipeline. And those are going to be